What's going on, everybody? My name is Ben Scott. I'm a self-taught guitar player coming off of about a 4-year hiatus, and I'm getting back into playing. I took a look at my old guitars and they just weren't speaking to me. I wasn't excited to pick them up and play them. And wouldn't you know it, I jump on Instagram later, I'm scrolling, and the advertisement gods blessed me with the new Jackson Surfcasters. And I'm a sucker for like plain white, plain black guitars. And so when I saw the Surfcaster in Snow White, it was kind of a no-brainer. I couldn't stop thinking about it, and if you ask my wife, I couldn't shut up about it for about 2 weeks. And one Sunday, I just decided to pull the trigger. It showed up the following Wednesday, and what I did was documented my unboxing and then the setup that I did the following weekend. So if you're interested in stuff like that, subscribe to the channel because I got ideas for more things coming down the pipeline. I hope you all enjoy. Take care. The Surfcaster has arrived. All right, I'm probably gonna have to adjust the camera, but I'm gonna start to unbox this bad boy. Man, I ordered this thing through Sweetwater and it shipped so quickly. I ordered it Sunday, it's Wednesday, like the following Wednesday, and it's here. And I'm super excited. Dang, they've got this thing bubble wrapped really well. Okay. Oh, I see what they did. They inserted this box into a bigger box and then completely surrounded that in bubble tape. And hold on. There's other stuff in here. Oh man. Oh yeah. So I ordered it through Sweetwater, and if you've never ordered anything from Sweetwater, they send you a little bag with candies in it. Let's see, I got banana Laffy Taffy and some orange fruit chews. The orange fruit chews are actually pretty good. I'm probably gonna dive into those. And then a little Happy New Gear Day thing. It was signed off. You get a cool Sweetwater sticker. Cool Sweetwater. All right, let's see. Oh man. Okay, so got this. Was kind of like packed over top, and then, oh man, I can see it in there. I'm gonna pull this off. This was covering the neck and headstock. Haha. Oh man, this thing is in there. Let's go. Okay, empty box. Came all wrapped up. I don't feel anything really out of place. Pull this off. I know standing with no table is a weird way to do this, but bear with me. I have a Jackson Dinky over there, and they always give you like an Allen wrench and little like user's manual, but that's not why we're here. We are here for the unveiling. I am so excited for this. I've never seen one of these in person. I just like the shape a lot, and as soon as I saw they had released an affordable one, I was like, man, I've got to check it out, because it kind of checks all my boxes in the aesthetic department. And I've had really good experiences with budget Jackson guitars. Oh man. Oh my god, that's sick. Look at this thing, dude. Oh my gosh. The Snow White finish is killer. Got a little string through with the Tunematic or saddles or whatever they call it. It's been a while since I've played guitar really, so it's I forget all the terminology a little bit. It's been a little while. Knobs feel good. 3-way blade feels good. I'll have to check out the tuners, but I want to sit down for a second. I know this thing isn't tuned. This thing is strum. Yeah, it is not in tune at all. It actually, like, It needs a setup, but like I could probably straighten the neck out a little bit. And get this thing tuned up, but dude, it feels great. One thing I want to check is how does it feel with a strap? Sometimes guitars make me a little trepidatious about neck dive without like getting one, or like having the opportunity to stand with it before purchase. But oh my God. It's so out of tune. It's crazy. But like it feels great and it looks sick. Oh my God, I'm so stoked. I need to tune it up a little bit, but tuners feel good, pretty fluid, easy to make subtle adjustments. It's not perfect. Like I already know I plan on swapping the machine heads on this thing. I mean, just out of the box, it's a killer. Okay, so sounds killer immediately out of the box. I'm gonna set it up. I've got another pack of strings to put on it, but oh my God, that's so sick. The 5-way or 3-way blade is a little close to the volume knob for my liking. Super nitpick, but yeah. Oh my God. I mean, it's been a while since I played guitar, so you can probably tell. But I'm stoked. This is gonna be really sick to have to like get me excited about playing again. And it arrived in great shape. I'm stoked on it. No neck dive. I'm over the moon, man. This is sick. The frets are a little scratchy, like on the top of them. I need to take some quadruple aught steel wool and polish them up a little bit. But it's in great shape out of the box. No fret sprout at all. Super clean work. And like I said, tuners feel good. There's that headstock. I know some people aren't a big fan of the headstock. I think it's sick. But oh man. This is a welcome addition to the collection, man. I am so stoked. Oh man, I just gotta hear it one more time. Hold on. You see what I mean about that 5-way blade being right there? When I go to do a quick volume cut, I flipped it to the middle position. That's gonna get on my nerves a little bit. If I rewire the volume and tone, or when I eventually swap these pickups, I may actually make the tone knob, the volume knob, just to avoid that from happening. Because I'm hardly ever going to touch this outside of doing something like that. Maybe I'll get used to it in time, but that's something that I'll want to address. But oh my god, I'm so stoked on this, man. Well, the next steps are to, when I've got some time, cut these strings off, do a setup, put 11/48 on it, playing guitar more, learning new riffs, and just having fun while I save up some money to start putting into some upgrades on this thing. But yeah, I'm so stoked. Let's go. All right, I'll see y'all next time. Peace. What's going on, everybody? Sorry, I haven't taken a sip of that yet. I spilled it all over myself walking down the stairs. I'm gonna be throwing some new strings and setting up the Jackson Surfcaster JS22 or J22, I forget. Let's go ahead and get started. The plan is to polishing frets, oiling fretboard, then we are peeling plastic, restringing, truss rod, intonate. Okay, so pretty simple list of things we gotta knock out. Sorry for the handwriting. I've got the tools. They give you the littlest Allen key for the saddles. Hopefully you're able to see this Allen wrench goes in here to raise the saddles or lower them as needed. And this one is for the truss rod. Let's get these factory strings off. Let's go ahead and I don't know why I'm doing it this way, but for some reason I'm starting with the high E. I don't think I've ever done that once in my life. And really, I just want to loosen it enough to cut it there, because I can pull the curly bit off, but as long as I get this end straight, I can pull it through the body a lot easier. See, this is that moment where I wish I had the little power drill one. That thing is sick. I need to look for one of those. And this little winder, it's Diodario. I've had this thing forever. Like, I probably ordered it off of Amazon back in like 2017 or something like that. And it has really come in handy because it's got these snippers at this end. And it just speeds this whole process up. Okay, now I watched, I forget the guy's name, but I watched a video. I think his video was, I bought the cheapest Surfcaster, and his nut fell off when he took the strings off. I'm not getting any of that, and it's actually like there's a little bit of like neck overhang where the fret isn't flush, or the nut isn't flush on this side, but it's flush on this side, so that's probably just like a nut to neck thing. But anyway, let's go ahead and pull these out. All right. Polished frets. So I've got these where they're all in different sizes based on fret size, like jumbo, medium, extra jumbo, or whatever they call it. So I'm just gonna figure out which one these are. I know it's not these. These are usually on like Fender guitars or like more traditional classic style stuff. So I'm gonna see that kind of fits, but these might be, they're extra jumbo. So we're gonna go with that one. And then again, I bought this in probably like 2017. I've only ever had to use this one. I have had so many like rolls of it that I have never had to use. I probably got these. Just let that truck drive by. I probably spent like maybe $10 on this, and it's lasted forever, but it's a quadruple aught, or 0000 or whatever you want to call it. steel wool. But yeah, quadruple aught steel wool. And before I go too much further, I'm gonna take this rag and put it over the pickups so that any shavings that come off of this do not magnetize to the pickups, because that happens. So I typically, if you see what I'm looking at here, the neck on these Jacksons hangs over a little bit. So I usually try to like tuck the rag underneath it. I may need both hands to do it, but I'm gonna just take this and try to tuck it up under there, just to kind of hold it in place a little bit. And then just take this, put it over the fret, and polish it. And the reason I'm doing this is because when I would, like out of the box, when I would bend the string, it was a little scratchy, and I want it to be as smooth as possible. So you just go down each fret and knock it out. And it's cool, you can see it polishing it, and you can like kind of compare it to the others. And the quadruple aught is fine enough to not like scratch it too much. It would probably scratch your fretboard, and that's why I use this, because it just protects it enough. And I'll show you that, like, see how there's all of these little shavings that kind of come off? You can see how they're kind of magnetizing to the pickups a little bit right there. That is why I put this here, because then I just take this and kind of go like that, and that helps keep those shavings from getting on the guitar or getting into the pickups. Using the quadruple aught steel wool, the steel shavings are a little inescapable, but you can take precautions, and that's what I tried to do. So I just picked this up the other day, lemon oil. I used to have this, I didn't see this when I was at Guitar Center last, but I had ordered this a long time ago. It's like a cleaner and prep, and then a deep conditioner. I use these for a really long time, and when a guitar's not brand new, I would use this to kind of get the grime off of, like, I don't know, like I have sweaty hands, so like I get a lot of like grime and stuff on the fretboards, and this kind of gets that stuff off. But because the guitar is new, I don't have to do that. And instead of this deep conditioner, I'm using lemon oil. I used it on my Jackson Dinky for the first time. The last time I did this, like last weekend, and it was really good. So I'm gonna keep using it. The directions say to use only on unfinished fingerboards, meaning like don't use it on a maple neck that has like a gloss finish on it. Remove strings, shake bottle well, invert the bottle and gently press the Dab-O-Matic applicator against the fingerboard. And so that is the Dab-O-Matic applicator, and you kind of just like dab it. And sometimes, if I'm being honest, most times I kind of scrub it in a little bit using the applicator without pressing too hard. I think it like evenly distributes it, and then I can kind of go back in after and wipe stuff off. But if you don't squeeze the bottle, kind of press it down a little bit, you can get more out. And so now that I've applied it, you can kind of see it just moisturizes. I forget what this fretboard material is, but it's not rosewood, it's some kind of copy, and it was really dry out of the box. And so usually while this is kind of sitting and like soaking in a little bit, I'll take one of these pencils and get a little bit of the graphite out of there and just go up to the nut and just get some of that graphite in there, because I don't have nut sauce, and it just helps like make sure that there's nothing like sticking out, or you can kind of polish it a little bit, make it a little bit like reduce the friction in there a little bit. This is a trick I learned from Riffs, Beards, and Gear. So shout out to him. I forget his name, but he's the one that mentioned this, and I've done it for years now. And then I have one of these new rags that I'm gonna go ahead and wipe out this lemon oil and just kind of rub it in as I go. And the smell of the lemon oil is nice. The deep conditioner, the Dunlop O2, did not have an odor as pleasant. I think it's pretty much odorless, but this is nice. Now, I actually made a little mistake. This is my like polishing or like dusting rag that I try to keep extra clean, just so I can wipe down the headstock, wipe down the body of the guitar. And one thing I did forget to do is take this and just make sure no lemon oil is like dripping down the sides. Okay. And while this is off, I am going to... Is this too big? Way too big. Alright, I finally found the right one. All the others were dangerously close to stripping this. But this one is doing the trick. Cool. All right, now I'm just gonna sit that there. And while this is off, okay, there's the truss rod. Make sure I've got good access to it. Polished frets, oiled fingerboard, peeled plastic. It's time to restring this thing. Now, I've elected for 11/48. The reason I've played these like my entire life for standard tunings, and that is just because I had heard that that's what James Hetfield used. And so I still use it to this day. I think the standard is 10s, so these 11s are just one size higher. And it's the extra thickness is probably just for like the half step down tuning, or like a D sharp standard, I guess. It's E flat or D sharp, depending, I guess, on your tuner. But I think that's why the 11/48s were being used by Hetfield. So it's funny because I've never tuned my guitar half step down. I've always put it in E, but you never know. Today I might change that. I'm gonna make sure these tuning pegs are rotated just so that they're facing me. Tuners feel decent. I know at some point I'm gonna replace them, so I'm not too worried about it, but I'm not doing that today. Okay, so let's start stringing. I know I want to put locking tuners on this thing at some point, but for now, we're keeping it old school. Or not that old school, just we're keeping it inexpensive. Comes all the way through. And I don't know who taught me this, but I always learned feed your hand under, and at the 12th fret, prop it up, hold it down with the nut, and then you know you've got enough slack in it to get some winds around it, or around the tuning peg. It gives you just enough slack. Probably, depending on your hand, more than one might need, but it's always worked for me, so I still do it. All right, so we are restringed, kinda. what I need to go do, well, I've got this tuner here. Man, I've had this tuner since I was a kid, since I was like 13. It's a little Boss tuner metronome thing. I've had it for so long, and it's really come in handy. Okay, so I actually tuned it to E flat or D sharp standard or whatever you want to call it. I've tuned it to that because it was getting really tight on the E, and I know it can handle it. I've done it my whole life, but I just want to try something new, see how it sounds. Mostly because I've never done it before. Now, the big thing for, oh wait, I gotta clip all these off. So let's go ahead and get started on that. That was a risky one. I thought for a second I had the string properly in there, not just the off cut. There we go. All right. So the big thing with doing truss rod adjustments and intonating is that you want to be able to sit it the way you would if you were playing it like that. So I kind of need to go get a chair, so I'm going to do that and be right back. Now I need to see just how much I need to adjust the truss rod. I have this thing that for some reason I never unwrapped, and it's got something on it. I think it might be like the adhesive like melted off or something. So what I'm gonna do is I'm finally, after all these years, gonna peel that off, set that over here, and I may need to stop using this after I do this, but I'm just gonna wipe it down. Probably prevents it from rusting or something like that, but I've had it a really long time. So yeah, that's a lot better. Okay, so you can use this to, I don't know if you can see what I'm saying, but you can use this to measure the fretboard and make sure that you're making the adjustments that you need to. Now, I don't really know what tolerances I'm going for, I kind of forget that, but I can at least use it to see where I'm at, and then once I get it where I'm set up and I like how it is, then I know that that's where I kind of want it to be from here on. And where I'm really concerned is at the 12th fret. So currently, I'm at like 0.09. So if I bring this up, see if I can get this in zoom. It was better in 0.5, here we go. So I was at 0.9 or 0.09, which is pretty high. I want to see how low I can get it without fret buzz, but not that low necessarily. So we're going to see. Alright, so I'm just pulled up this old England video about adjusting truss rods and string height. So let's see what he says. Okay, so the important thing he just mentioned was that currently my guitar has too much relief, meaning that the neck is bowing forward a little bit, creating higher string height here at the 12th fret than up here. And like as I go lower, it's just gonna get kind of higher and higher on the fretboard. What I wanna do is I wanna take that relief and bend it back just a skosh, like just a little bit. And so what he was just saying was, if you wanted to give it more relief, like say you overcorrected, you would pop this in and twist it that way, so counterclockwise. And if you wanted to take relief out of the neck, you would twist it clockwise. So we know I'm twisting clockwise, but one thing I do need to do is loosen these strings a little bit, because you don't really want to make a truss rod adjustment with that much tension on the neck, because you could potentially break your truss rod. So what I'm going to do really quick is check this again in the sitting position. Yeah, I'm still at like 0.09. And like a thing you can do to test, or that I've done in the past, is like strum, and then if you, at the top of the headstock, bend back a little bit, or at the nut pull down, you can feel the string, you can hear the notes brightening because there's more tension bringing up the tuning, but it you can tell how far you can go before it starts rattling. So I kind of do that to get an idea of what I'm looking for. There's a lot of relief, so I can go pretty far. Now let's start loosening up these strings. These, the D and the G string are the closest to the truss rod, so I'm going to start there. And I kind of just want them to be like loose enough where I can pick them up and move them if I need to. So this one's kind of there. Bring that one down. I'm actually just going to bring them all down. And then just pick these up and move them out of the way. Okay, like you said, we're going to be moving clockwise because we want to take relief out of the neck. Is that in there? There we go. Okay. So now they always say a little goes a long way. So I'm just going to watch this a little bit more to see if he has any more insight. Alright, so now that I've done that, I want to see where I'm at height-wise. It looks like I brought it down to about 0.7, which it does feel a lot better. And that was about 2 turns. Like that. I can still get less relief in the neck, so I'm going to. Those up, move them out of the way. And then, like I said last time, 2 counterclockwise turns kind of got me where I wanted to be a little bit, or closer. So I'm going to try it again because there was still plenty of like relief that I can alleviate. It sounds weird to say it that way, but so turn 1. Turn 2. It feels good. It's a lot better than it was. I want to check and see where I'm at. Yeah, that actually got me down to like 0.05, which my gut was telling me that's where I needed to be. And since it feels good, I think that I was right in that assumption, that that's where I used to set my guitars up. It's just been so long since I've done it, I don't necessarily remember all the time. All right. Oh, dang. So what I need to do now is check intonation. So because I have the low E tuned to D sharp, when I fret the second note, or the 12th fret, it should also be a D sharp, but an octave higher. So and it is, okay. And it produces a G sharp, so C sharp, we're in tune, 12th fret, C sharp. If I can get away with not having to intonate this, this is gonna be crazy. F sharp, F sharp, A sharp, A sharp, D sharp, D sharp. Okay, so the one thing I do need to keep in mind is that I did this outside in my garage, where it is much warmer than it is inside. So what I'm going to do is bring it inside. Didn't need to intonate, so I'm just going to cross it off the list, but truss rod was good. Really, what I need to do is let it come up to temperature, or the climate that it's normally going to be in, and make sure that it's still how I intend it to be. But I'm going to go ahead and put this truss rod cover back on, feed it in, and find the screw hole, and then feed it back in. Hope that it catches, and it has. And just apply enough pressure to screw it back down to where it was. There we go. Let's get this thing inside and start bringing it to temperature and see how it plays and sounds. I'm running this straight into my old PV Bandit 112 red stripe. Here's some clean in the neck pickup. And this is with overdrive. sounds pretty huge. You know, I know that the PV is doing a lot of that heavy lifting there with how I have it dialed in, but sorry, our unbalanced washing machine. Now that I've set it up in a way that is way more comfortable for me to play, I enjoy it a lot more. And you know, I definitely need to swap these tuners. They're a little too, like, when you get to the higher end of tension, a very small tweak sends it, it's pretty like sensitive at that point. Like it can go too far back, and it's like right at the point that it needs to be. And I know that with some of my other tuners, that's not such a problem. And all my other tuners are either Grovers or hip shots. And these are just like Jackson stock tuners. So I'll upgrade those. And but for now, it's basically just set up and ready for me to keep learning riffs and get my chops back up after not playing for so long. But yeah, I mean, like that just sounds massive. Dude, I am ready to just go start learning riffs and stuff. I need to bring my iPad in here and just sit at this amp and noodle away. So yeah, anyway, I'm stoked. I love this guitar. It's in really great shape, and the more I play it, the more I realize like all of the things you would expect to be bad on it aren't bad, other than the tuners. And the tuners are fine, it's just I would prefer something better, but like the neck feels great. You know, even like down here the access is pretty good even though it's bolt on. Yeah, pickups sound good. Like really surprised at how they sound even on clean. And yeah, I'm stoked about it. Hey everybody, so yeah, I know this is already a long video and I'm gonna spare y'all the following afternoon where I got it in my head to mess with the string height again. I started changing the saddles individually, messed it up. I set it way too high, had to put it back, undo it, basically just get it back to where I had it this afternoon. But it's all part of the process. I just wanted to spare y'all because it was basically me tweaking it and then undoing what I did and kind of losing my patience near the end there. So I just wanted to spare y'all that. And also thank you for watching. I'm gonna kind of keep documenting my builds with these guitars because I do want to go back and clean up some of my old ones and fix little electrical things and like learn how to solder and stuff like that. So I kind of want to document those things as they're happening, but also like if I learned how to play a song and cover it, upload that, or if I rebuild my pedal board, spoiler alert, I think that's going to be the next video. Those things I also want to kind of document. My exploration with amps and maybe oh my gosh, what are they? Modelers. If I spend some time doing that with my computer, kind of document that, because it would all be me learning how to do it. But yeah, thank you for watching. I hope to see you next time. Subscribe to the channel, like the video, leave a comment, whatever. Lead with love and stay hydrated. Peace.